Coming up, cuts in campus transportation leave students stalled. BRTV went searching for answers, and a statewide representative recently visited UTPA will show you an inside look at their platform. And in the midst of tradition, Bronc spirit remains strong. We'll take you to all the festivities.
Plus, we have your Bronc 7-day forecast and see how a campus urban legend may be something more. And last but not least, we'll take you to the football field, to a Valley team deep-rooted in tradition. Bronc News starts now.
Good afternoon, Bronc Country, and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Bronc News. Today is Friday, October 31st, 2014, and I'm Vanessa Matis.
And I'm Orlando Vargas. Well, at the top of our broadcast, the number of shuttle buses transporting students to and from parking lots has gone from 5 buses to only 1.
That's right, Orlando, and students want to know what caused the sudden lack of transportation on campus. Reporter Miriam Swaste went searching for answers.
At the beginning of the semester, UTPA was experiencing a shuttle bus shortage, causing some students to be upset because of this issue. Over the course of this past month, the university experienced a downgrade on the number of shuttles, from initially having 5 in the spring semester to having only 1 working and bus running properly for the entire campus.
The shuttles, they're like everything else. They'll break down when you least expect it, but you know, that's the way it is sometimes. No matter if you buy new shuttles, they're going to break down.
The goal of the shuttle bus service was to provide students a chance to make the travel between buildings and parking lots closer. But this semester, students have reported being late to their classes and thinking that walking might have been a quicker and safer option than using the bus.
Right now, we've already noticed that we've been having less buses so far. It's a little difficult because sometimes people come in late to class and we have to park all the way back here because parking is awful.
UTPA currently has 3 full-time drivers and 3 part-time drivers. The part-time drivers have to alternate shifts based on the availabilities of the vehicles. Another reason for the shortage of shuttle buses due to technical difficulties and in need of repairs, especially for the older ones. When one or more of the shuttles is offline, the working buses will overwork, causing them to need repairs as well.
1 breaks or 2 break, it's a chain effect, you know what I mean? Because the other vehicles just have to work that much harder covering the campus, and it just takes a wear and tear of the vehicle.
Despite the recent mechanical problems, there has been an increase on shuttle bus transportation. There are now 4 buses running. Whether or not this number will go up remains to be seen. Bronc TV will stay on top of the story and bring you the latest development. Reporting live from the studio for Bronc TV News, I'm Miriam Swaste.
It is an end and a beginning. Spirit Week was celebrated this past week at the University of Texas Pan American. And as our reporter Alexia Chavero tells us, the school spirit will live on while the school name will not.
UTPA came together and dedicated an entire week of fun-filled activities that led up to the start of basketball season. The Bra Cha Cha event kicked off the week with the decorating of bras in support of breast cancer awareness. Also, the university's athletes gathered around the student union, took pictures and gave autographs, but mainly promoted basketball fever with flyers, snacks, and the almighty Last UTPA Spirit shirt. And let's not forget about the Zumbathon. Students gave their best dance moves in support of breast cancer awareness and Spirit Week. Before the big day, students took some time to unwind at Bronc Bash. The tailgate was everything students expected. This event was the start of a perfect day in Bronc Country.
Stay here for the Midnight Madness and support the basketball team and just hang out and have fun here in all the activities there is.
Here at the University of Texas Pan American, we got some cool school spirit.
Then the game began. The men and women's basketball team made their debut in front of thousands of students.
For the fans, I just want them to come out and show some support. That's all. Support.
So don't forget to show your spirit and support both teams in the battle for glory. The first game for the men's basketball team will be on November 8th, and for the women, the first game will take place November 14th in Chicago, Illinois. For a full schedule, visit UTPABronx.com. For Bronc Country, I am Alexia Chavero.
Halloween brings out the scary in all of us. One frightening tale is the one about Troxel Hall, right here on UTPA campus. Is it really haunted? Our very own Dina Vetta investigates.
As the legend goes, there has been myths of hauntings around campus dorms, from a student jumping off the second floor of Heritage Hall to a girl who attempted a self-abortion and committed suicide in her dorm at Troxel Hall. No one knows the cause of these hauntings, and no documents have been recorded of the occurrences. However, documents are not needed to prove these skin-crawling crime scenes. The Troxel Hall building speaks for itself behind closed doors.
Another person that used to work here would tell me that during the night, everybody would leave. Everybody would leave during the holidays on Christmas, vacation, and nobody was here. But you could hear very, very distinctly people that would be screaming and carrying on and whispering, and she said she would feel all her hair would stand up and she would feel really scared. So she would pray and pray and pray and pray.
No one is able to explain why Troxel Hall residents listen to unexplained knocks and footsteps. The Troxel Hall myths remain unclear, but the story passed down through the years may just be the clue.
The young man, and he started getting involved with a girl, and the girl didn't want to let go, so she started bringing in the spirits with a wishing board to get rid of the girl.
No complaints have been filed from Troxel Hall residents as of today. The suspected paranormal activity has left business untouched.
No, it doesn't affect our business at all. We're at capacity right now. Even the wing where they think it's haunted, that I have students are staying there right now, and they have not reported anything to me.
Next time you come around Troxel Hall, you might want to keep this in mind.
But right here in this basement, we do hear knocks and pipes. But I never was afraid. I've never been afraid.
As research continues to identify the lost souls and an explanation on the crime scene, what occurred behind Troxel Hall remains a mystery. For Bronc TV, I am Dina Vera.
Texas will be playing a key role in the upcoming November 4th elections. Recently, State Senator Alexia visited the grounds of our campus in an effort to become the state's next lieutenant governor. Our very own Ivan Herrera brings us the story.
How many of you are going to vote? Have not voted, you're going to go vote. Vote, 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 vote.
The UTPA community gathered by the campus track and field to kick off the Alexia bus tour on October 23rd.
Help us win this election.
Get Out the Vote was organized by Battleground Texas, a group dedicated to political activism among students at UTPA. The founder of Battleground Texas stressed the importance of voting among the younger generation.
There are big donors out there. There are folks out there who don't want young people to vote. They put a lot of barriers in our way, and we're fighting through them. And so people have to get out there.
Speakers of the event also included Henry Munoz, National Finance Chairman, Bianca Blanco, SGA Student Senator, and special guest Eva Longoria, who showed her support for the candidate.
It is my pleasure to introduce you to the next Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Alexia Vanderpute.
While Star Power got the day started, it was Vanderpute's words that got the crowd fired up.
That the Hannah in me knows the future is you.
Vanderpute's platform is educational change and lowering the cost of college for all Texans.
Not all families can afford college. That's why I've proposed the Texas Promise Plan, which would allow the state of Texas to invest in our students right after high school.
Vanderpute concluded the event by addressing questions from the press and meeting her supporters. For Bronc TV, I am Ivan Herrera.
Well, Halloween is tonight, and thousands of kids will be out there for their chance to fill those treat baskets with snacks and goodies.
That's right, Vanessa, and it looks like the forecast is shaping up to be 100% chance of cavities. So right now, let's toss it on over to our weather forecaster, Sergio Puente, who has your trick-or-treat forecast.
Good afternoon, Valley. Thank you for tuning in your Bronc TV weather forecast. I'm Sergio Puente. Let's take a look at our drought monitor. You can see abnormally dry to moderate drought conditions continue into the upper Rio Grande Valley. We are hoping that will be diminished as the wetter winter months come in. Overnight tonight, we can expect lows in the lower 60s across the region. With the exception at the coast, you can see 70 degrees out there at South Padre Island. so it's a little bit warmer out there with clear to partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow afternoon, you could expect temperatures in the lower 80s, so it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow with highs in the lower 80s across the region with sunny and beautiful conditions across the valley. Our almanac is showing record highs at 95 degrees set in 2010, and our record low was 43 degrees set in 1970. Our sunrise was at 7:41 a.m. today, and our sunset will be at 6:52 tonight. Daylight savings time is coming in, so you can expect to move your clock 1 hour back on November 2nd, so we turn your clocks out before you go to bed on November 2nd. Our 5-day forecast is showing conditions pretty nice for Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the lower 80s to mid 80s across the region. By Monday, you can expect temperatures back up into 86 degrees, so it's going to get a little bit warmer before a nice cool down on Wednesday with temperatures of 79 degrees for then. That was a look at your Bronc TV weather forecast. Back to you in the studio with Orlando and Vanessa.
Now to a Bronc TV update. We've been keeping a close eye on early voter registration and the upcoming November elections.
That's right, Vanessa, and we are now 4 days until the November election. Our reporter Jennifer Galvan has been covering this story for about a month now, and she joins us live in the studio with more details.
Thank you, Orlando. As we know, the Texas Freedom Network and other organizations registered more than 600 people on campus and twice as many in Hidalgo County.
And Jennifer, what are the exact numbers of early votes here on campus and for Hidalgo County?
Well, over 2,000 people have gone to early vote here on campus and more than 5,000 for Hidalgo.
Wow, Jennifer, that's pretty good numbers. Now, with a lot of competitive races still to be decided, what are the ones statewide and locally that we should be keeping an eye on?
Well, Vanessa, polls show that Republican candidates are up in the polls against their Democratic rivals. We can see that Greg Abbott, Republican, is ahead of Democrat Wendy Davis, as well as possible candidates replacing incumbent David Dewhurst for Lieutenant Governor. David Patrick, Republican, is ahead of the polls for Leticia Vandepute. In the local sheriff's race, we have Al Perez, Republican, and Eddie Guerra, Democrat, Giovanni Hernandez, Independent, and Vince Odyssey for Libertarian. Most people in the Valley and in Hidalgo County vote Democrat.
That election update. Another week of high school football kicks off tonight, and our sports reporter Joseph Deo takes a closer look at one of the Valley's top programs.
On Friday nights in the Rio Grande Valley, the lights shine bright and focus on the community's main event, high school football. And in South Texas, Harlingen High School has set the standard for excellence on the gridiron. Under player-turned-coach Manny Gomez, the Cardinals have won 6 district titles and 83% of their games, resulting in a 43-9 record. Since taking the head coaching job in 2007, Gomez has brought high expectations, a strong work ethic, and fresh energy to the program.
You know, Cardinal football can be cruel and rude at times, you know, but that's being on the football field between whistles. It has to do with work ethic. You know, they talk about Cardinal spirit never dies.
Off the football field, the opportunities Coach Gomez had as a former Cardinal linebacker has led to his ambition as a football coach.
This program blessed me with opportunities to go play at the next level, and just how it opened up many doors for me to experience college life and just grow up to be a productive citizen of this community. That's what kind of drives me, man. I see a lot of young kids who are broken. And that's part of my faith and my beliefs here at Harlingen High School is to help these kids survive and deal with their adversities.
What Cardinal fans see on Friday nights is a product of not only X's and O's, but the physical work that the athletes put in during practice and in the gym. Strength and conditioning coach Monty Woodall's goal is simple.
We try to make athletes. I don't just train the floor lifts or on the bench. We do Olympic lifts, or in movement and space, and then we do what we call our underground circuit, which is just basic playground stuff that we do outside to complement what we do. Because we're not really big, and we just try to get the best or the most out of the athletes that we have.
To set the tone and expectation for his athletes, Coach Woodall emphasizes the word MTXE, which is an acronym for Mental Toughness Extra Effort. Harlingen High's level of success is due to hours of hard work put in by the athletes and coaching staff. But regardless of the difficulty, the players are always reminded that
it's a beautiful day in Cardinal Land. Hoorah! There we go.
UFC certainly isn't a new trend, but it's one that's made its way to the Valley in a big way. Chavero tells us about a local fighter who's dedicated to bring the sport home.
In recent years, the mixed martial arts scene in the Rio Grande Valley has been surging thanks to high-level fighters settling down in South Texas. One such fighter is current UFC lightweight Carlos Diego Ferreria, who fell in love with the Valley just a few years ago.
The first time I came here, like everybody said, right here is hot, you know. Yeah, I love it, the city, you know, like it's hot, it's humid, like how my town is, like where I lived before. From there, I stay, you know, and I said, no, I want to live over there. That's my place. That's how I want to open a gym, and that's what I did.
After making the move down to South Texas, Ferreira opened up his own gym to train both members of the community and professional fighters in martial arts. One such fighter is Victor Martinez, who has improved greatly thanks to Ferreira's influence.
I look up to the people here, you know, I look up to Diego, I look up to my coach Rick, the boxing coach, and I just want to be in their shoes and Diego's shoes, you know, one day. So I take that as his motivation every day, come and train hard, and I'm glad I get to train with him.
When Ferreira isn't training others, he's honing his own craft, and all that hard work has paid off. Just half a year ago, he got the call of a lifetime. The UFC wanted to sign him, and his wife Yvonne remembers the call.
He thought it was going to take so long. We weren't expecting it this year. It's just amazing seeing it happen because I know how hard he works.
Unfortunately for Ferreira, his undefeated streak was just snapped last week in a decision loss to Benel Dariush, but he's already back in the gym getting ready for his next shot in the UFC. Reporting from far Texas, for Bronc TV News, I am Javi Guerrero.
Haunted houses are one of Halloween's main traditions, but for one local attraction might be getting more than they bargained for. Our Alexia Chavero tells us about the nightmare on Broadway.
Looking for a good scare this Halloween night? How about a visit to a haunted house that in top of scary might be cursed? Sounds good, right? Visitors from all over the valley stand in line to experience what a good horror production can cause to their nervous systems. Characters from the darkest parts of the shadows, realistic makeup, and why not, maybe some fake eyes. They play a major role to attract horror-hungry customers.
Are you guys ready?
It gives the production a realistic touch and keeps clients screaming.
Okay, are you guys scared to go into the house? My nerves are jangling a bit. Yes.
Now, for the million-dollar question, what makes a certain house special?
I tried renting the rooms upstairs on the second floor, and every time I would take somebody upstairs, they'd run out and tell me they saw something, they heard something, they felt something. I've never felt, heard, or smelt anything up there, but people swear they have. So nobody wanted to rent it because it was haunted. So 5 years ago, I put my haunted house together and I opened up the real haunted house.
People say that there's actually a real ghost inside of the haunted house. Did you experience anything like that?
Well, I know some of those people probably shouldn't have been there. Some of them didn't seem like they were there. Some of them felt odd.
You heard it. A supernatural history lies within the four walls of this old building. The production takes you through a series of scenarios that will keep you on your toes. They incorporate every trick in the book. Skeletons, Psycho Man with baby, you name it, they have it.
So you walk into a room and you know you have to get by it, but there's something in there you don't want to get by. So then you turn around and all of a sudden there's something there. And it's, I don't know, I may have pooped myself.
We do have 26 rooms upstairs. They're all full of terror, gore. It's 4D, so you have to wear your 3D glasses.
I thought those 3D glasses were actually weren't actually 3D glasses. Turns out they are, and I think that adds to the effect. You know, you're going through there and you don't know what's going on, and my friends kept pushing me towards the front. I did not want to be in the front. Okay, I was terrified.
But the cherry on top of this terrifying cake will have to be the time and interaction they use with their clients. Actors take their places in the parking lot, patiently waiting for their next victim. For Bronc TV, I am Alexia Chavero.
Wow, Orlando, that Troxel will not be on top of my list tonight.
Yeah, I can hardly get to a scary movie, but I mean, if you're brave enough to go to that haunted house, I applaud you because I can't do scary.
Well, definitely not for me. And for our viewers, if you have a story idea, please let us know. Visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Bronc TV Radio. Or you can also visit our UTPA page at www.utpa.edu/BRTV.
And you can also reach us via Twitter. Just search for the Twitter handle at Bronc TV Radio. Use a hashtag story idea to let us know what you want us to cover. We want to thank you for joining. We want to thank you for viewing this week's edition of Bronc TV News. I am Orlando Vargas.
And I'm Vanessa Mares.
And stay tuned after this broadcast. Bronc TV Noticias en Español is headed your way in 10 minutes.